have more of a focus on values than on grievances or antipathy. Think about, we were talking in an earlier, the country's for the pursuit of happiness. The politics is about freeing you to pursue your happiness. What is the happiness I want to pursue? And then what political system do I think is needed for that? Really have the focus there, including on, and this is what I think's really gone missing from our politics recently, valuing those existing aspects of America that do promote that. Because if you look at like all the places you could be living and all the times you could be living, I mean, you know, maybe you think America 5 years ago was better than now, but you don't want to be, I mean, you know.
Right, we're talking about that much of a difference.
Right. You don't want to be even like 1776 or just after the Civil War when slavery was ended, which was a real abomination. These are periods that in a way I think are better than now politically in terms of the core political philosophy that was guiding the culture. But if you were black, if you were a woman, if you were anyone who loves women or wants the full human potential to be realized in people, I don't want to go back to living then. So there's a lot good about now. Both in the principles that are accepted, but also just like the institutions we have. Little things like that, we have a kind of rule of law that's often compromised and has problems, but it's not like Pakistan. Or, you know, I was in the country of Georgia a couple of years ago giving a talk, and some people were telling me about what it was like there shortly after during the USSR and shortly after the fall. You couldn't trust any of the cops, you couldn't report a crime, everything was corrupt. You know, it was really like living in gang warfare. We're not in that situation now in America. And we should really recognize and value the fact that we aren't, as an achievement that was hard won and we have to work to preserve.
Is that part of the problem with so many of the arguments these days, that there isn't just an acknowledgement of that? Just a basic acknowledgement of, is it perfect? No. But is it pretty free? Is it pretty good? Does water show up at your house when you turn on the faucet, except if you live in Flint, Michigan, or whatever else? That basically, is there food at your supermarket? Maybe you wish you had more money for it, but that the basic function of a society is happening here, and it's a lot easier for people to be running around screaming they want to burn it all down, or if only we were this or only that, it would all be so much better than actually creating it.
That's how I think of it. It's particularly the burn it all down versus the recognizing that things are pretty good, even if they're not good enough. I think you should settle for how things are. And that they're being pretty good is an achievement. It's not like you're owed a perfect world in which to live, where the society is organized perfectly justly. And then the fact that this isn't is cause for you to infinitely rage against everybody. The default condition of human beings is being at one another's throat, being in a horrible social order where everybody's ganging up and oppressing everybody else. We have achieved a much better society, and it is an achievement that has to be valued. And if you think of it that way, then you have a kind of self-esteem for your country and its institutions, where we are good, and I know what's good about us. And that can power a kind of wanting to change, where you have confidence in the basic essence of your society, and you're thinking now, how can I more fully realize that? How can I love my country for what's good about it. How can I look at the sores, look at the bad spots, be emboldened to do that by my recognition of the fundamental goodness, and then recommit to it, get better, as opposed to a burn it down mentality, where basically an oppressive, unjust society. And I see that, you know, I went to graduate school, I have a lot of acquaintances I met there. Some of them are like literal Marxists who are members of, you know, they're upset that their group that it turned out was funded by Russia, you know, fake Facebook page was taken down. And then I have the other friends who are libertarianists or Trumpists or whoever they are, and their page got taken down. The people on both sides of this have this view like we're in a fundamentally evil in every respect society, burn it down, whatever comes after it can't be worse. And that's just not true.
Yeah.